the criminals have become more sophisticated in how they try and get access to information about people that they don't want to give out, particularly kids.
Face to face, you know stranger danger. It's very easy to teach your kids stranger danger when you see a stranger face to face. But on the internet, you could be posing as anybody you want.
Parents being engaged and understanding that just because you're online or behind a screen, there's still the equivalency of being out there, out in the real world.
I want to know everything I can to keep my children safe.
There are always going to be dangerous issues that face our children. Internet safety is an important one we need to address.
How do I do it? How do I follow them on Facebook? And I know that it's a fine line between intruding into their privacy and being a good parent and caring about everything and everyone they talk to.
If we can prevent your children from ever becoming a target or ever becoming a criminal statistic or a victim of crime, then we've really accomplished our objective. We're finding more and more kids have become prey to internet crimes, cyberbullying, peer-to-peer types of unwanted activities.
It is amazing the developments in the internet, both from a company perspective and from people's personal use of the internet.
I think it's important for parents and communities to know that although schools struggle with these issues, because a lot of these bullying issues happen outside of the school day, so therefore parents and students are believing that these issues won't be addressed at school because they don't happen in a school day. But actually, the best practice really tells us that if it creates a nexus, a connection of what happened outside the school day, and that comes into the school and creates disruption, and kids are not feeling safe, then schools can address these and can discipline these things.
We are very committed to getting students to full use of technology and then trying to understand how better to teach them how to take full advantage of it without abusing the process.
Programs like tonight are important in increasing the comfort level of parents and talking about these types of issues with children.
Well, I think it's an absolutely critical event. I have kids, I have grandkids. I'm very concerned with how they're going to be able to use technology effectively.
You just want to set rules and guidelines for your kids. They're going to be using these mediums. We can't stop it. That train has already left the station. So you just want to make sure that you have an understanding with your kids, and you are able to set appropriate age filters on some of the content, on some of the websites, such as Comcast, and I suggest that you do that.
Comcast is very in tune and know that internet security is very important to our customers. We know this through surveys. They feel that internet security is one of the top reasons and drivers to choosing an internet service provider. So since we know it's important to our customers, we want to make sure that it's important to our business.
We want to just let parents know the types of media that the kids may be contacted through, if it were a predator that is trying to contact them, or the other types of negative experiences that they might come into contact with over the internet. And one of the things that we want to impress on the parents is just to be vigilant, be a good parent. There's no substitute for good parenting, and also communicate with your kids. That's really the bottom line.
It's going to be important that parents communicate with children that if they are online and they find themselves in an uncomfortable situation, in a dangerous chat room, if they find themselves approached by somebody that's is soliciting them online, or they're being cyberbullied and receiving harassing messages or sexting messages, that parents are somebody they can go to communicate, to tell about what's happening to them, to not be afraid to tell, and to receive support about that.
At the end of the day, it all comes down to communicating with your kids. If you're a good communicator with your kids and you can establish some trust and a baseline for their internet and computer usage, I think you will have done a fine job.
One of the fears and concerns parents have about talking to their children about internet safety is that kids today know more about the online world than adults do. But it's, again, that partnership. It's opening the communication door to talk about dangers that may be presented to children.
Don't assume your kids, because they're sophisticated in using the internet, are also sophisticated in keeping potential predators away from them.
We can't build a glass bubble around our kids and expect them to live inside of it. So we just have to give them the ground rules that they're going to need for safe internet surfing.
No longer can parents say, oh, they're just on that Facebook thing, I don't understand that. You have to understand if you want to keep your children safe these days.